still got that pistol. Hopping out the spaceship, a bitch will catch an issue. Mars is official. Listen to the intro.
This shit really, bro. He don't get no fuck, bro. On for them grade, he don't get no fuck about all this goof ass shit. Hold on. Y'all ass tweaking, boy. I read all this shit, bro. He telling on motherfuckers. He telling motherfuckers what he saw.
Hey, you hear me? Hey, you hear me?
What up, blood?
Hey, man, motherfucker know what that man did, folks. You ain't gotta stress yourself out, folks. None of that, folks.
I ain't stressing no shit, bro.
Hey, you hear me?
For them grade,
bro.
boy.
We don't need to do all that anyway, bro. We leave that shit to him, bro. Leave that internet ass shit alone, bro. We know the real. We got the real, folks. On the guys, bro. You ain't even gotta, we address that issue, folks. We gonna address it right, bro.
Man, I'm just keeping it G. Like, motherfuckers ain't gonna just keep saying this shit, bro. Like,
yeah, but at the same time, folks, that ain't even us, bro. We ain't even move like that, folks. On the guys, folks, we gonna catch a motherfucker and address the issue the right way, bro. We ain't gonna do none of that fake flies, and folks, they ain't even us, bro.
Nah, so with then on 4 grams, gonna upload this. I'm finna upload this on his ass. I'm finna upload this where he say,
folks, but get up off this shit, folks. Fuck this clown ball ass shit, folks. We ain't getting no motherfucker no show, bro.
Alright, it is what it is, folks.
On my mama, folks. Yeah, look, this a show. This motherfucker.
I'm gone from it,
800 or something, folks.
It's CNTV. What's the deal, gang? It's your boy straight from the Wild Hunters, man. Let's get straight into it, man, about this red ass nigga Tay 600 Take Capone or whatever the fuck he wanna call himself. But he's swearing up and down that he ain't gave no statement against Rondo and them. And sadly, he got many of these rat sympathizers, you dig, believe in that shit. What I'm about to do is walk you and everybody else through it step for step and help y'all see the clear picture. Foremost, I've already sent you the paperwork, SNTV, that I was able to obtain straight from the CPD via the Illinois Freedom of Information Act. For those of you who don't know what that is, you can Google it, but in short, it's basically a formal request that anybody has the right to make to a public agency requesting copies of records on file with that agency. So what I did was, after conducting my research on how to do a FOIA request, I sent the email to the email address online for the CPD Freedom of Information Act Department requesting the entire case file for case number HX160329, which is the number associated with Rondo and them case. The reason I requested the entire file is to get everyone's statement given in the case, because the CPD will not send you individual statements. On December 4th, 2019, my Freedom of Information Act request was granted by the CPD, and they provided me via email 3 complete PDF files from the case, which contained all the statements, investigative reports, etc. from Rondo on them case. I went through all of these files and came across several statements, but one statement specifically caught my eye because in the statement it mentioned the person giving this statement went by a specific, quote, rap name, end quote. That immediately made me suspect that it was Tay's statement because he's the only rapper associated with this case in terms of snitching. Now I know you snitch sympathizers gonna say and think, hold up, his name should be in the paperwork if you got it from the CPD. Tay's name as well as everyone else's name is in the paperwork. However, SNTV, you got the letter from the CPD, bro, and you saw it for yourself, where the CPD specifically states with respect to revealing people's identity and Freedom of Information Act requests that it exempts the release of private information unless disclosure is required by another provision of this act, a state or federal law, or court order. So, everyone's name, address, and number except the convicted defendants, which will be Rondo and them, has been redacted or blocked out for privacy's sake. Anyway, so I go back to Rondo page and take a screenshot of the paperwork that his folks had showed on YouTube a while back and compared that paperwork to the paperwork CPD provided me, and I'll be damned, the entire almost 2 pages of statement match verbatim. I'm talking about not a word is missing. Then I look at everything else on the documents, the report numbers, etc., and notice in the center of the bottom margin of both statements, it says, quote, 18 of 20, end quote, in this micro print. Truth of the matter is, Rondo, his folks, or nobody associated with them knew I was making this request for the paperwork, yet the paperwork provided to me match verbatim the paperwork Nine had posted. And I'm not talking about that bullshit paperwork that he posted with Tay's signature on there, and you can see it's like been pasted together and all that. I'm talking about the actual statements typed up that match each other. It's a statement by Tay on there with his full name spelled on there, and a statement also by a female. Anyway, moving on. I don't got no ties to Tay, Rondo, 600, O-Block, BDs, or none of that shit, you did. I'm just a real nigga from the hundreds who, like everybody else, was curious and wanted to know the truth. My desire was pushed over the edge when Tay bitch ass retaliated against Rondo by saying, "Don't you got 40 years to do?" and tried putting a snitch jacket on Rondo for something his lawyer said. For starters, though, SNTV, you and any real street nigga know you don't wish prison on your worst enemy. That's not what we do, bro. Secondly, any real motherfucker that ain't been to the joint will tell you what your lawyer argued in an appellate brief after you've been convicted, it's not snitching. That's not the same as Rondo giving a statement, nor can that brief be used against his rappy if he got a new trial. Tay, on the other hand, did plenty of snitching. He said he saw Rondo and them on the night of the shooting. He described what they was wearing. He explained to the police that he'd been knowing them dudes for a number of years. You know what I'm saying? He identified Rondo, C-Day or E-Day, whichever one it was, and D-Rose by picture. You know what I'm saying? And he said he heard the shots, and that he ducked into the car or whatever, ducked down in the car that he was in, and then he raised back up and seen C-Day or E-Day, whichever one it was. I be getting their names confused, but seen Buddy and them run off. You know what I'm saying? And hop back in the whip and ride off with Rondo and them. You know what I'm saying? He described what them dudes was wearing and all the shit that night. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he running around talking about, you know what I'm saying? He on straight talk with Chella and them and Bo. You know what I'm saying? Talking about he talked to C-Day and C-Day was cool with it. Talking about that C-Day didn't know nothing about him snitching and all that old shit. I mean, that's some bullshit, man, because if you look at the statement, that's who he's snitching on. He's saying he seen dude did the murder. You know what I'm saying? And the ice on the cake is this, though. I showed Tay the paperwork. And after I showed Tay the paperwork, first thing he asked me is, where you get this from? Where you send me the link of where you got this from? It's like this right here, bro. If you ain't did no snitching, you ain't did no telling, you ain't gave no statement, you ain't finna be asking for where I got it from or what the link is and all that old shit. Only reason you asking for that is because you paranoid that, you know what I'm saying, the real one came out. So there you have it, man. Show the truth to these motherfuckers, man, and let them know what it is, SNTV, man. From one real motherfucker to another one. Love.
All right, first and foremost, I want to start off by saying I don't know Tay 600. I don't know nobody from 600, period, personally. I have no reason to lie on Tay 600. I have no reason to want to see Tay 600 down or make him look bad. And as a matter of fact, if you are a true SNTV fan and you have been following me since like when I first started, then you would know I actually made a couple videos advocating for Tay, saying that no, I didn't think Tay snitched. Why did I say that? Because there was no evidence that Tay snitched. Now, one thing I want to talk about before I present the evidence in the right way is I think that at this point, a lot of people gonna get caught up on the boy who cried wolf syndrome. What is the boy who cried wolf syndrome? Here, this the paperwork. Nah, that's some fake paperwork. Here, this the paperwork. Nah, that's some fake paperwork. So when the real paperwork do drop, everybody on some shit like, man, bro, we don't even want to see that shit. You know what I'm saying? The man they snitch, it is what it is. Y'all had all this time to provide the paperwork and y'all still ain't provided it. Y'all still bringing up fake paperwork. Okay? Let's get into this. Okay, so this is the paperwork that Rondo dropped right after Tay dropped his appeal paperwork and was saying that Rondo snitched. And it reads, March 14th, Jamonte Carpenter was located by Gang Investigations 6510 team. Carpenter was then interviewed by the RDs. Carpenter initially denied being present for this murder. The RDs confronted him with the fact that several other people have already been interviewed and identified Carpenter as being present. Carpenter subsequently related that he was in fact present for this murder. Carpenter stated that he is also known as Monte or Tay Tay. He stated that his rap name is Tay60. Carpenter stated that he has been friends with Courtney Ely for at least 5 years. He stated that also goes by the name of C-Day. He stated he has been friends with Rondo for approximately 7 years. Carpenter further stated that he has also been friends with D-Rose for approximately 12 years. Carpenter identified photos of Courtney Ely as being C-Day, Clint Massey as being known as Rondo number 9, and Arbur Sardine as being known as D-Rose. Carpenter stated that on Friday, February 14th, after 22 hours, he went to a party in the area of 38th and Princeton. He stated that while he was at the party, he saw Ely, C-Day, Massey, Rondo, and Sardine D-Rose at the party. He stated that Ely, C-Day was wearing a Burberry shirt and Massey, Rondo was wearing an orange and black matching outfit. Carpenter stated that 2 other friends known as Stills and Kevin were also at the party. Carpenter stated that at some point Ely, C-Day, Massey, Rondo, Sardine, D-Rose, Stills, and Kevin left the party. Carpenter stayed. Carpenter stated that some of the girls he knew began arguing with another group of girls at the party. He stated that he was outside of the party when someone in the other group fired some gunshots. Carpenter stated that he left the party with a group of girls and a subject known as Boot Jerome Anderson. He identified photos of Caprice Johns and Jasmine Brown. He stated there were 2 other girls in the car. One of them was called Ash Cash. Carpenter stated they left in John's gray Grand Prix. Carpenter stated that when they drove away from the party, he made a phone call to a female he called Lil Mama. He stated she gave the phone to Stills. Carpenter stated that he told Stills of the fight and shots fired at the party. Stills told Carpenter that he did not want to talk on the phone. Stills told Carpenter to meet him at the Wendy's on 55th Street. Carpenter stated that they dropped Ash Cash and the other female off before they drove to the Wendy's. Carpenter stated that Johns, Brown, Anderson, Boo, and Carpenter, then drove to meet Stills at the Wendy's. Carpenter stated that when they got to the Wendy's, a white van pulled up with a maroon auto. He stated the girl he knows as Lil Mama was driving the white van. He identified a photo of Takia Herbert as being Lil Mama, the driver of the white van. Carpenter stated Stills was in the white van with Herbert. He stated a male subject with dreadlocks was driving a maroon car. Carpenter further stated that he saw Massey, Rondo, and Sardine D-Rose in the maroon car as well. He stated at this time he had not yet seen Ely, C-Day. Carpenter stated that Massey, Rondo was still wearing the orange and black matching outfit. Carpenter stated that all 3 vehicles left the Wendy's together. He stated that the maroon car led the caravan with the white van behind it and gray car behind the white van. He stated that there were 4 people in the gray car he was in: Johns, Brown, Anderson, Boo, and Carpenter. Herbert was driving the white van with Stills as a passenger. At this time, he was aware that the male with the dreadlocks was driving the maroon car with Massey, Rondo, and Sardine D-Rose as passengers. He stated that they all 3 cars drove to the area of 37th and Princeton. Carpenter stated that he thought they were going back to the party. Carpenter stated that when they drove down Princeton, a maroon car made a U-turn, followed by the white van and then the gray car he was in. He stated he did not know why they made the U-turn. He stated that after they made the U-turn, they were traveling south toward 39th Street. He stated that after they made the U-turn, all 3 vehicles came to a stop. He stated that he was in the backseat of the car slouched down when he heard gunshots fired. He stated he sat up and Sardine D-Rose got into the gray car. He was laughing. Carpenter stated that all 3 vehicles then drove off. He stated that as they passed the parked car that Massey Rondo was shooting into, he saw that a man was shot and slumped over in the vehicle. Carpenter stated that they followed the other two vehicles to a gas station at 55th and Halsted. He stated that when the gray car he was in pulled into the gas station, he saw that Ely C-Day was already standing out of the vehicles. He stated he did not see which vehicle Ely C-Day got out of. Carpenter stated that Ely C-Day was still wearing the same Burberry shirt that he was wearing earlier at the party. Carpenter stated that he got out of the gray car and got into the white van driven by Herbert. He stated that he was then dropped off at home. Carpenter identified photos of Jasmine Brown, Caprice Johns, Jamon Anderson as Boo, Takia Herbert as Lil Mama, Sardine as D Rose, Massey as Rondo, Courtney Ely as C-Day, as well as photos of Massey Rondo in the orange and black matching outfit that he was wearing at the time of the murder, and Ely C-Day in the Burberry shirt he was wearing at the time of the murder. Okay, so what y'all just seen was a copy of the paperwork that Rondo put out a couple months ago. Now what I'm about to read to y'all is a copy of the paperwork that came from the CPD. And it reads, on 6 March 14, Blank was located by Gang Investigation 6510 team. Blank was then interviewed by the RDs. Blank initially denied being present for this murder. The RDs confronted him with the fact that several other people have already been interviewed and identified Blank as being present. Blank subsequently related that he was in fact present for this murder. Blank stated that he is also known as Blank or Blank. He stated that his rap name is Blank. Blank stated that he has been friends with Courtney Ely for at least 5 years. He stated that Ely also goes by the name of C-Day. He stated he has been friends with Rondo for approximately 7 years. Blank further stated that he has also been friends with Blank for approximately 12 years. Blank identified photos of Courtney Ely as being C-Day, Clint Massey as being Rondo, and of Blank as being also known as Blank. Blank stated that on Friday, 21 February 14th, after 22 hours, he went to a party in the area of 38th and Princeton. He stated that while he was at the party, he saw Ely, C-Day, Massey, Rondo, and Blank at the party. He stated that Ely, C-Day was wearing a Burberry shirt and Massey Rondo was wearing an orange and black matching outfit. Blank stated that two other friends known as Blank were also at the party. Blank stated that at some point Ely, C-Day, Massey Rondo, Blank left the party. Blank stated that some girls he knew began arguing with another group of girls at the party. He stated that he was outside of the party when someone in the other group fired some gunshots. Blank stated that he left the party with the group of girls and the subject he knows as Blank. He identified photos of Blank and Blank. He stated there were two other girls in the car. One of them was called Blank. He stated that they left in Blank gray Grand Prix. Blank stated that when they drove away from the party, he made a phone call to a female he calls Blank. He stated she gave the phone to Blank. He stated that he told Blank of the fight and shots fired at the party. Blank told Blank that he did not want to talk on the phone. Blank told Blank to meet him at the Wendy's on 55th Street. Blank stated that they dropped Blank and the other female off before they drove to the Wendy's. Blank stated that Blank and Blank then drove to meet Blank at the Wendy's. Blank stated that when they got to the Wendy's, a white van pulled up with a maroon auto. He stated the girl he knows as Blank was driving the white van. He identified a photo of Blank and Blank as being Blank, the driver of the white van. Blank stated Blank was in the white van with Blank. He stated male subject with dreadlocks was driving the maroon car. Blank further stated that he saw Massey, Rondo, and Blank in the maroon car as well. He stated at this time he had not yet seen Ely, C-Day. Blank stated that Massey, Rondo was still wearing the orange and black matching outfit. Blank stated that all three vehicles left the Wendy's together. He stated that the maroon car led the caravan with the white van behind it and the gray van behind the white van. He stated that Blank was driving the white van with Blank as a passenger. At this time, he was aware that the male with the dreadlocks was driving a maroon car with Massey, Rondo, and Blank as passengers. Blank stated that they all three cars drove to the area of 37th and Princeton. Blank stated that he thought they were going back to the party. Blank stated that when they drove down Princeton, the maroon car made a U-turn, followed by the white van and then the gray car he was in. He stated he did not know why they made the U-turn. He stated that after they made the U-turn, they were traveling south toward Blank Street. He stated that after they made the U-turn, all three vehicles came to a stop. He stated that he was in the back seat of the car slouched down when he heard gunshots fired. He stated he sat up and Blank walked back to the gray car and got into the car with him. Blank stated he saw Massey Rondo shooting inside of the passenger side of a vehicle that was parked on the side of the street. He stated there was one more shot fired at that point. He stated that after the shooting, he saw Massey Rondo get back into the maroon car. Blank stated that when Blank got into the gray car, he was laughing. Blank stated that all three vehicles then drove off. He stated that as they passed the parked car that Massey Rondo was shooting into, he saw that a man was shot and slumped over in the vehicle. Blank stated that they followed the other two vehicles to a gas station at 55th and Halsted. He stated that when the gray car he was in pulled into the gas station, he saw that Ely C-Day was already standing out of the vehicle. He stated that he did not see which vehicle Ely C-Day got out of. Blank stated that Ely C-Day was still wearing the same Burberry shirt that he was wearing earlier at the party. Blank stated that he got out of the gray car and got into the white van driven by Blank. He stated that he was then dropped off at home. Of course, Blank identified Blank and blank. Now, as you can see, I read both statements. The statement that came from Rondo, and the statement that came from the CPD, verbatim. I didn't switch no words. I didn't make this shit up. I didn't write none of this. I didn't send no files. I didn't go get no files. You see what I'm saying? But this proves Tay 600 snitch. Now, what I think happened was Tay went in there and he said that bullshit. And then, after he said it, it was already too late. He tried to pull back. Also, you have to look at it. It was all type of different evidence. It was, more witnesses. C-Day dropped his phone according to, the statements and everything like that made by the police. So it was like they was fucked all the way around. At least C-Day was. You see what I'm saying? But, and they didn't actually use Tay's statement, for evidence. And this is why I believe Tay was running. But at the end of the day, did he snitch? Yes. Tay 600, when he went in there, he initially snitched. Like I said, I was an advocate for Tay 600. I believe that he didn't snitch. But after that appeal, I started to pay more attention to Tay 600 because he started just acting weird. Not to mention the fact it's been so long, bro. Just let it go. You ain't gonna slide about it. You ain't gonna do nothing to nobody about it, bro. But you still continue to keep it going. So it made me pay more attention. And when I started paying more attention, I noticed this.
Yeah. Then what's so crazy, G? They was, cause C-Day innocent, G. They was in front of the beginning to my man. C-Day gonna tell. Man, C-Day hold it down, bro. And he innocent. C-Day innocent. I swear. Hey, look, Tank, I ain't gonna lie, man, cause this shit gotta get exposed now. Niggas is playing with me too much, bro. My son, I been getting locked up for so long.
After Rondo had said this.
Man. He a fucking rat, man. He just didn't take the stand. That's it. That don't make you not being a rat. You see the reason why I'm gonna put a guy here. You see the reason why I'm locked up. I treat you locked up. You one of the reasons why. Yeah, I was out of witnesses, nigga, but you said I did. Yeah, the kid, she said she recounted her statement on the stand. Man, the truth, it gets down. Shut y'all stupid ass up, man. We ain't got no fucking statement on each other. We ain't never made no fucking statement, man. Bro, what the fuck is wrong with y'all, man? Y'all think you nigga, bro, we did all this shit, nigga, to make a statement and turn fool, nigga? What? You know how many times a motherfucker got questioned? That ain't even question me for this shit.
1 minute left.
They ain't even question me for this shit, because they knew I wasn't gonna get it. They knew what the fuck it was. Niggas rats, man, on D-thing. Just because a nigga paid the filth, nigga, don't mean you ain't no rat, nigga. Oh, bro, nigga, you just ain't take the stand, nigga. You still the reason why I'm fucking jabbed up, nigga. Oh, Steve, me or Prince ain't got no fucking statement.
Tay basically told on that man right there. If you're paying attention to what he said see they innocent. 22 innocent. Which coincides with what Rondo said about Tay telling the police that Rondo was the one that did it. He also said, go to the grand jury. It's public records, which it is. Shame on all you motherfuckers who did not take the time out to go check this shit out for y'all self, bro. Shame on y'all. You gotta pay to get, of course you gotta pay to get the information, but it's a simple FOIA report. We took that report and we compared that, and we took that report and the statements that were in that report that was sent by the CPD themselves. That's been proven. We compared it to the paperwork that Rondo posted it, and voila, bam. Tay told on Rondo, that's what happened. He really described everybody and pointed out pictures of everybody who was on the scene. That's what happened. Now, y'all been asking me for my input on this. Y'all wanted it, so I gave it to y'all. Whether y'all want to believe it or not, that's up to y'all. I don't give no fuck. As of now, SN TV is done with this topic. I'm done with this situation. It's your motherfucking boy with this exclusive shit. I'm out.